You started out pretty hot in the third quarter. How frustrating was it for you to sit with that fourth foul so early in the third?
Yeah, I think that changed the game. I got a offensive foul call on the rebound where I felt like it was just, in the paint, going for the basketball, and that kind of shifted the game for sure. It is what it is. Wish we can get it back. I don't think it was a foul. Don't think it was an offensive foul, but when these little guys flop, they're just inclined to call it.
And you guys have played each other now. You obviously played all four games. There's always somebody out in these matchups. Do any of these games give you a sense of what you might expect if you play these guys in the playoffs, or is that just going to be something completely new considering the circumstances?
I think it was a good fight. I think they give credit to Cleveland. They played well, shot the ball incredibly well, made timely baskets, and they climbed back into the game on the road. It's tough to do, so you got to give them credit. Do I think we had enough to win the game? I think so for sure. We'll look at it on film and get better and see where spots that we can all improve on. But regardless of who was sitting out, we should have won this game.
Jaylen, how bad was the contusion you suffered in Toronto, and did that affect you? I mean, was there a chance that you didn't play tonight?
Yeah, it was. I've had worse, but it was decent enough that I couldn't go in Detroit. I didn't feel my best to start the day today, but that's a part of it. You get ready for later in the season when you don't always feel your best either. You just got to come out and do what you got to do for your team. Tonight was a night I felt like we had enough to win the game. We just came up short.
I mean, and then you and Jason combined for 83 points, which is the most you have ever combined for. I mean, how much more can anyone really ask of you two?
I probably could have had more, in some spots where, I probably could have got a better shot or been a little bit more patient, even from myself. And same from Jason, they don't want to help. I think they were trying to take away our spacing and our shooting, so they were just staying home on us instead of trying to make us make the reads and pass. So that means we got to dominate every time down the floor. And I feel like I let them off the hook maybe a few times where I could have used some shot fakes, some possessions I definitely would have back. But for the most part, we were aggressive, and that was key for us. But different games, we'll see different game plans each and every night. Sometimes they blitz, sometimes they blue, sometimes, they do different things. When I had the ball or when Jason has the ball tonight, they, for the most part, stay home. We got to make them pay.
You mentioned those things, that you said you maybe could have done better. Did you notice those shifts that the Cavs made throughout the game? Because you guys scored, a lot better in the first half and the second half. And did it feel like a playoff atmosphere from that perspective with all the little tweaks and adjustments throughout the game?
Yeah, it's a game within a game. To start the game, they started off with double big, Allen and Mobley. To finish the game, they went away from Allen and put Mobley at the 5. So that changed the game, a little bit, but allowed you to get to the basket, etc. They played in the second half. They went more Dean Wade, I guess, to try to match up physically and get some stops. But we got to be able to recognize, space the floor, and being able to get to what we need to get to. So in the game, we got to make adjustments. I thought that they did a good job of adjusting, and I thought we could have did a better job of adjusting to them.
And then in the fourth quarter, Donovan Mitchell was on the floor the whole time. They had 7 offensive rebounds. It felt like Donovan Mitchell was sort of, attacking certain matchups that they preferred. What can you guys do as a defense to sort of try to take them out of those spots where they're trying to get comfortable?
It's a bunch of things that we could have done. We didn't. So we'll look at it, and we'll be ready. If we play them in a series, we'll have we're pretty versatile as a team. So we'll be able to give different looks. Tonight he tried to, find the matchups that he wanted, and things like that to get himself in a good spot. But as we, if we potentially see them down the line, we'll have some good information.
Jaylen, tonight's the first night of Ramadan. I just wondered if you had a message for people who are observing.
Yeah, Ramadan Kareem, Ramadan Mubarak. Wishing everybody peace and prosperity as they start this journey, and everybody fasting around the world.
Jaylen, what was your impressions of them with Hunter? It's the first time seeing them with Hunter.
I thought he made some timely baskets for them. You know, he's shooting the ball well right now. He was 3 for 3 from 3. So, you know, he made some tough ones too, like good closeouts. So, you know, that's obviously a benefit for them if he's shooting the ball well. So, you know, it's just something that we take note of. But, you know, we play them in the series, we'll be ready.
It's good at this point to face a team that wants what you have, like they're coming after you, and to see them fully healthy. I mean, is this a good experience for 2 months from now?
Absolutely. It was definitely an intense game, a great atmosphere. You know, you could tell that they wanted to beat us, and we came out, you know, swinging. You know, and we had enough. We had enough to win a game, despite whoever was sitting out. You know, whatever, we should have won this game. A couple possessions that we can improve on. You know, that can make smarter decisions. You know, a few plays that I wish I could have back, but for the most part, we were aggressive, and they hit shots. You gotta give them credit.
Jaylen, do you, excuse me, think about the top seed in the conference? Is that something that doesn't enter your mind at all? Obviously, these were the games where you could have made up a little more ground. Is it something you even think about still?
I mean, obviously, home court advantage makes a big difference. You know, we definitely want to go into the playoffs with home court advantage. But at the end of the day, you got to play basketball. How the cards fall is how the cards fall. So we got to be ready to go, even if we do have home court advantage. This team's just looking to take us out. So not extremely focused on it. But, you know, the regular season is you got to take care of business, put yourself in a good spot. For the most part, we've been doing that. So we just got to finish the season strong and get ready, get our minds ready for battle.
It seems like for the most part, when NBA teams have a 22-point lead 5 minutes into the game, it's pretty inevitable that the other team's going to respond. When you're in that position, like, how tough is it psychologically when you realize, like, you were up 22 and now you're not anymore? And does that kind of linger throughout the game, or by the time it's like a 10-point, 5-point game, that's like in the past? How much of it is like, wow, we had a good opportunity to run away with it and we didn't?
Yeah, it's basketball, so you got to just stay with it. I think we had a lead early, and then I think in the third quarter we were up 17 again. So we was able to, you know, separate, and we'll look at what happened in those spots. But defensively, you got to find a way to get stops. You know, they made some tough, timely baskets as well. But, you know, you got to play a full 48 minutes, especially with a good team like Cleveland. They've been playing well, shooting the ball well. They're confident. So look forward to the next time we see them.